stop what you're doing right now. If you're holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, the moment that defines your financial future has arrived. The numbers we have waited years to hear are finally on the table. According to the latest reveal from Frank26, the benchmark rates have been set. A staggering $4.65 for the Iraqi Dinar and an incredible $3.82 for the Vietnamese Dong. Let those numbers sink in. But listen to me very carefully. Knowing these numbers is only 10% of the battle. The other 90% is knowing exactly what a benchmark rate means for your pocket and how to navigate the complex banking system that is about to open its doors to you in 2026. Many holders will see these numbers, rush unprepared, and make critical mistakes at the finish line. Today, in this urgent briefing, we are not just giving you the hype, we are giving you the operational roadmap. We will deconstruct the difference between the budget rate versus the contract rate, give you the exact checklist for your documentation, and reveal the realistic timeline banks are preparing for. Do not skip a second of this video. Your financial security depends on understanding this process. Let's start with the elephant in the room. The rates revealed by Frank26, $4.65 per IQD and $3.82 for VND. What does a benchmark rate actually mean in global finance? A benchmark is a standard used to measure performance. In the context of a currency revaluation of this magnitude, these rates act as the foundation for global trade. They signal to the World Bank, the IMF, and major international corporations that Iraq and Vietnam are open for serious business. However, you must understand this. A benchmark rate is not always the street rate or the cash-in rate immediately available at your local bank teller window on day one. These high rates indicate that the financial infrastructure is ready to support massive value. For Iraq, $4.65 reflects their immense oil reserves, gold backing, and newfound political stability. For Vietnam, $3.82 reflects their powerhouse manufacturing economy becoming a global leader. But how do these global benchmark rates translate to the cash in your hand? This brings us to the most critical part of today's update, the difference in rates. This is where many holders get confused, and this confusion can cost you millions. You need to understand the difference between the budget rate and the contract rate. The budget rate is primarily an internal figure used by the government of Iraq or Vietnam to calculate their national expenditures, salaries, and internal projects. It is often lower and more conservative. The contract rate, or international rate, is what major corporations use when signing long-term deals for oil, infrastructure, and trade. This is usually the higher rate, closer to the benchmarks we just discussed. So which rate do you get? Historically, in major revaluations, private holders like you eventually get access to a rate very close to the international contract rate, especially if you're exchanging through certified redemption centers rather than a standard street bank. The banks know this discrepancy exists. They're currently setting up tiered systems to handle different types of exchanges. Your goal is to ensure you're positioned to receive the highest possible tier, the contract level rate, not the lower internal budget rate. How do you ensure that? By being prepared. When the 800 numbers are released and the appointments begin in 2026, the window of opportunity will be intense. You cannot afford to be scrambling for paperwork. Based on banking protocols for high-value transactions, here is your immediate action plan for documentation. First, proof of identity. Ensure you have two forms of valid, unexpired government ID. A passport and a driver's license are the standard combination. Second, proof of ownership. While not always mandatory, having receipts of where and when you purchased your currency adds a layer of legitimacy that bankers appreciate. It separates you from potential money laundering concerns. Third, know your notes. You must know exactly how much you hold of each denomination. Have it catalogued. The verification process at the banks will be swift and utilize advanced de la rue machines to detect counterfeits instantly. Fourth, banking information. Have the routing and account numbers ready for the account where you want these substantial funds deposited. These must be accounts in your name. The banks are preparing for massive compliance checks. If your documentation is disorganized, you will be moved to the back of the line. Get organized today. We are entering the most dangerous phase of this investment, the final quiet period before the public rollout. As these high rates become public knowledge, scammers are coming out of the woodwork. Listen to me. No official banking representative, no legitimate guru, and no government official will ever ask you to mail in your currency before an appointment. They will never ask for your private bank account details over email or social media. The official instructions will come through verified mainstream channels. Until you are sitting face to face with a verified banker in a secure location, your currency should not leave your possession. Protect your asset with your life right now. The finish line is seeing the funds in your account, not just hearing the rate on YouTube. So, what is the realistic timeline? With Frank26 revealing these benchmark rates now, it signals that the back-end work is near completion. The financial institutions are using this time to finalize their software, train their staff on the new rates, and ensure security protocols are active. We're looking at a phased rollout throughout 2026. It will likely begin with institutional investors and government contracts, followed quickly by private holders. The coordinated messaging we're seeing now is proof that the plan is executing. The long wait is nearly over. The rates of $4.65 and $3.82 are real targets. Now it is up to you to be ready to receive them. Do not rely on rumors. Rely on preparation. We will continue to bring you the most detailed, actionable updates as this historic event unfolds. Please like this video to help the algorithm spread this crucial information to other holders. Share it with your Dinar and Dong community so no one is left behind. And most importantly, subscribe to Dinar today and hit that notification bell. When the final green light is lit, you need to know immediately. Stay focused, stay prepared. The time is now.